Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. After going through the summary of the lesson Abhiley, now we have some textual questions. First is, do you think that Abhiley represents the simplicity of Ladakhi women? Give two examples of her innocence and ignorance from the text. Dear learners, I'll recall answer of this question for you, and you have to maintain your notebook and prepare for your exam. The answer is, people living on hills are usually very simple at heart. It is all the more true about people who live in villages and know nothing about modern technology and the outside world. Abhiley is also such a woman. She is an old Ladakhi woman and has never gone far from her village. To her, Srinagar is as distant a place as Turkey. An earthquake in Turkey brings tears in her eyes because her granddaughter Ruxana is living in Srinagar. Dolma tells Abhiley that she lives in Delhi. At this, Abhiley at once concludes that she must be meeting Ruxana daily. She knows nothing of the distance between Delhi and Srinagar. If she hears of a bus breaking down on a road, she feels certain that none of the passengers can be alive. Abhiley is truly a very innocent and ignorant woman. If she hears of a mishap anywhere, she at once becomes worried about her Ruxana. She starts praying to God for her safety. The narrator himself admits that their Abhiley was a very simple woman. He says, I must confess that I take advantage of Abhiley's simplicity. He derives pleasure from her worries born out of trivial things. So this was the answer of your first question. Now we move to the second. Why did Abhiley call Dolma a mem sahib? I will recall answer for you. Dolma was a young girl. Abhiley had not seen her for years. She was the daughter of a distant relative. She lived in Delhi. Once she came to the village and met Abhiley and others in her family. Abhiley could not recognize Dolma. She kept staring at her. At last, she was told that it was Dolma. Abhiley was astonished. She was astonished that she had not recognized Dolma, but she was more astonished because now Dolma looked so different. She did not look like a village girl now. She looked very modern. She had dressed herself in a Western manner. That was why Abhiley called her a mem sahib. Mem sahib was formerly used as a word of respect for a European married woman. Here by mem sahib, Abhiley simply means a girl who has dressed herself in the Western style. So this was the answer of your second question. Now we move to the third. How will you estimate Abhiley's response to modern technology? The answer is, it is good to hold on to one's tradition, but the tradition must be a healthy one. Unhealthy traditions do not more harm than good. Traditions based on good moral values are to be respected. They must be maintained, but some traditions smack of backwardness, they smack of ignorance and superstition. They must be given up. There is no doubt that Abhiley is loving is a loving old woman. She is a nice mother-in-law. She is an adorable granny, but her too much ignorance makes her a laughable character. Even the members of her own family giggle at her ignorance. Dolma lives in Delhi, Rukhsana lives in Srinagar, and Abhiley feels that the two must be meeting every day. And when she hears of a bus breaking down on its way, she feels certain that none of the passengers would be alive. What an ignorance this is! The least one can say about it is funny. So this was the answer of your third question, and it is enough for our today's lesson. We will proceed further tomorrow inshallah. तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़.